My name is Mohlatlego Makgoba. I'll be reading a passage from Across That Bridge by John Lewis. Sometimes when I was needed in the field to help my parents pick cotton, peanuts, or corn, I would get up very early. I'll get dressed and then hide under the front porch until the school bus stopped at my house. Then I will hop on the bus without my parents knowing. They were always angry when they discovered I was gone, as most parents will be, but they never punished me for going to school. We were all victims of the narrow limitations our society had prescribed for us. They were trapped too, between a rock and a hard place that required them to pit their survival as sharecroppers against the education of their children. As a child, I was restless to escape the boundaries that had been set for me. My soul was calling me to do something, to take some kind of action, to bust the seams of agricultural captivity. It was protesting, loudly declaring that I was greater than the confinements I was forced into. I was struggling against the reality the only way I could, like a bird in a cage that had a chance to see the sky. I was not alone. Most of us were frustrated by the truncated quality of our lives, but we had no idea how to change it. My parents' strategy was to work within the structures set for them, and they succeeded in ways that elude many of us today. My father bought 300 acres of land by scrapping and saving a measly unfair salary. On that land sat a large home for our family, a chance for some margin of independence. He raised 9 children who all became responsible citizens. Others shook the dust off their feet and left the South to live in New York, Chicago, Washington, Los Angeles, and other cities, only to find bondage of another kind. If you were lucky, or your parent had enough resources, a college education could open some doors. It did not mean you were free of the limitation of racial bias, but it gave you more options in a limited field to accomplish great things, like the man of the Tuskegee I had heard so much about. And then there were always a few who simply gave up and gave in to anything that will help them forget that the odds against them. Those were my options. We had no money for college. Leaving home was out of the question until I got older, and working in the field for a lifetime seemed like some form of a punishment for me. You cannot imagine the sense of awe, the sense of relief I felt when I heard a voice of a young Southern minister, not too much older than me, was openly discussing the injustice that no one dared to address. He told us it was our Christian duty to take a stand against the problems in our society. Martin Luther King Jr.'s words were like the blue sky this restless bird needed to fly. They were the candle illuminating in the darkness, threatening to swallow us up, and they lit a path to a clearing where we could stand up and be the man and woman we were born to be. Thank you.